Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want us to look at the setting of Enugu in Purple Hibiscus, how and why Adichie uses it. It's going to help you with your knowledge and understanding of the novel and the techniques that Adichie uses, how and why she does so. Okay, as you can see here, it does address a number of these different assessment objectives, knowledge, understanding, deeper awareness, and an appreciation of how Adichie creates meanings and the effects on us as a reader. Well, there is Enugu. You can see down towards the south of Nigeria. It is a real place as opposed to a fictional one. And it's where the Achike family live this really quite privileged life of luxury. They're part of the absolute elite of this town. Achike, later in the novel, says that Enugu is this really happening place. It's really trendy. It's cool. It's got bars and restaurants and great places to hang out and hotels and so on. But of course, Cambidi's not been to them because she's not allowed. But of course, perspective of everything, isn't it? And to Mama Beatrice, Cambidi and Jaja, this place is synonymous, Enugu, with violence and oppression. And Adichie uses Enugu to represent and symbolize many of the themes in the novel. The rigidity of their life there set by Papa's schedules, for example. The authoritarianism of Papa is an important theme in the novel. And you see it most when he's at home, of course. Hierarchy, control, violence, religious doctrine, inequality, social inequality, economic inequality, repression, patriarchy, silencing. They're all themes that she explores when the family in Enugu. And I think Adichie wants us to see Enugu and the home as a kind of a microcosm for wider Nigerian society. So a microcosm is where we see things on a smaller scale that represent something much wider in society. So, for example, this quote here, after the coup d'etat, in later weeks when Kevin drove past Ogui Road, there were soldiers at the roadblock near the market, walking around, caressing their long guns. They stopped some cars and searched them. Once I saw a man kneeling on the road beside his Peugeot 504 with his hands raised high in the air. And it's clear that this is military control. Soldiers are there, they've got guns, somebody's kneeling down under threat of being shot. So clearly the violence that occurs within the home is a kind of a reflection of what's going on outside in Enugu itself and by association in Nigeria more generally at the time. And I think one of the points that she wants to make is that the violence filters down from the very top of Nigeria, from the head of state all the way down. And actually, there isn't really escape for people inside their homes. Adichie, of course, is killed by a parcel bomb that he opens up within his own home. Cambidi and Beatrice subject to Papa's violence. So I think one of the points she's trying to make here is that violence is inescapable when it's so endemic throughout society from the very top downwards. So some key quotations then for Enugu. Things started to fall apart at home when my brother Jaja did not go to communion and Papa flung his heavy missile across the room and broke the figurines on the etagere. Now, the figurines are symbolic and they're important. That's the subject of another video. But I think we are to see here just the violence that occurs, this casual throwing of this book, religious book, across the room shows you how their home is synonymous with violence. Mama did not come home that night and Jaja and I had dinner alone. We also see the home as a really unhappy place for the whole family. Here, the example is that Jaja and Cambidi are at home while Mama's at hospital because she's had a miscarriage as a consequence of the violence of Papa Eugene. So we see it as a very sad place, this setting, the family home in Enugu, despite the great wealth they've got, of course. And again, more violence here. Her swollen eye was still the black purple of an overripe avocado. Enugu is where, their home in Enugu is where the violence occurs. Some more quotes then. I'm sure this is nothing close to the sound system in your room in Enugu. Amika said. And contrast is very important. We see great contrast going on between Enugu and Nsukka, what they represent to the characters and to us as readers. And this idea that actually Kambili lives this wealthy lifestyle, but Amika is incorrect. She actually lives quite a humble lifestyle in family home in Enugu, and obviously one filled full of fear. The real me was studying in my room in Enugu, my schedule posted above me. So while she's kind of chilling out there at Auntie Ifuoma's house, Kambili associates her home in Enugu with repression, control from Papa Eugene. And during my fitful siesta, I dreamed that the sole administrator was pouring hot water on Auntie Ifuoma's feet in the bathtub of our home in Enugu. Kambili carrying this trauma from her time in Enugu when Papa Eugene burnt her feet in the bath, scolded them. So she associates this place with violence and abuse at the hands of Papa Eugene. And I think this is important to see how Nsukka, which we'll look at in the next video, is a real contrast to Enugu in many ways. So Enugu, if it's about control, then Nsukka is about freedom. If Enugu is silence, then Nsukka is filled full of speech and laughter and freedom. Father Benedict, strict Catholicism, we see in Enugu, whereas in Nsukka, you've got Father Amadi's far more liberal Catholic Christianity. You've got the patriarch, Papa Eugene in Enugu. In Nsukka, that is the matriarch, Auntie Ifuoma. And obviously, you've got the great wealth of Enugu and the relative poverty of the family, Auntie Ifuoma's family, and other people in Nsukka. So one way that you can definitely show depth of understanding and knowledge and awareness of Adichie's techniques is by seeing how she uses these two settings to contrast with one another to make some points about the themes and ideas that she explores elsewhere in the novel. Okay, so that's it, really. Hope that's been helpful. Please do ask any questions in the comments. Obviously, it'd be great if you could subscribe if you've not done so already, so you can get more new content to help you ace your English. Otherwise, have a fantastic day, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and stay safe now. Bye-bye.